and welcome to this episode of Recipe for Conversation. I want to say Happy New Year. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start of this year 2021. Lord knows we need it to be better than 2021.
Yes, most definitely. We need to come out of the whole COVID situation.
That right there. This beautiful lady that's talking to you right now is Melissa Bisnet. I thought because this is a new year, what better way to bring it in than to start talking to you guys about healthy alternatives as far as baking and eating and just lifestyle changes in general. So I brought the expert in for you guys.
Thank you.
Miss Melissa, so we had a conversation and I was asking her, like, because she's done such a phenomenal job with her journey and her transition, I was like, okay, I know there had to be some sacrifices, but I don't want to like sacrifice everything. So I was asking her if she knew like of some healthy dessert alternatives. So what did you suggest for me?
Well, I suggested some Power Protein balls. It's packed with peanut butter. You've got your rolled oats. You've got a little extra ingredients than what I put in mine because you're a little more experienced than I am. I'm pretty basic. If it works, I'll stick with it. I use some dark chocolate chips because I am a chocolate fanatic. That is one thing in my diet that I do not go without. Is I always have dark chocolate chips stowed somewhere underneath the cabinet.
Okay.
For those, they're stowed. I don't keep them out because I would eat them all the time. So they're stowed and hidden when I have like those cravings where I absolutely need something sweet, and so I go for a healthier alternative.
Gotcha.
We can enjoy food and have a great healthy lifestyle at the same time, but we need to be smart and do everything in moderation.
Right.
So I try to eat healthy 80-90% of the time.
Oh, Lord.
And then the other 10-20-ish%, I enjoy life.
Okay.
I go with my girls, I have a margarita,
Okay.
I'll have some nachos, but then I'm back in the gym the next day and I'm drinking my gallon of water.
Okay.
Reining it in.
Okay, so we'll get there. Baby steps.
Baby
Okay,
steps,
that right
everybody,
there.
baby steps.
But for today, I decided, to follow Melissa's instructions and to make some of those peanut butter energy balls. But you know me, I have to put a little twist on it.
Yes.
My motto is flavor is everything, so I had to jazz mine up just a little. So in this recipe, I have a cup of the oats here, and what I did with the oats is I toasted them.
Okay.
Because when you toast them, it brings out like this nutty flavor and nutty aroma, and it brings out an extra sweetness to it too. I have some plain ones, and I want you to smell those plain ones. Blah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now move these oats around and smell them when you have them toasted. Totally different world, right?
I can smell it.
Okay, so you're gonna dump that cup of oats in there. She's my sous chef for today. Isn't she pretty? And then I also wanted to put some flaxseed in it. And of course, this is a healthy ingredient. Maybe you know better than I know what flaxseed does, but I put it in for extra binding agent within the energy ball. So we have a 4th cup of flaxseed.
So flaxseed is a great digestive alternative.
Oh wow, okay.
It helps keep you regular, helps keep things moving,
Gotcha.
helps with constipation. So especially when you're bodybuilding and getting ready for a show, we tend to eat a lot of protein, which can back you up a little bit.
Gotcha.
And cause a little constipation. So I don't eat nearly this much because I would be in the bathroom all day. It's just a teaspoon.
Gotcha.
And then I eat it in the mornings and I'm usually
And
good.
you put it in your water or?
I put it in my oatmeal.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And you can't even taste it. It blends right in. And usually with my oatmeal, I'll do like a 1/3 cup of blueberries in it, mix it up, microwave it. I am like the packet queen. Regular oatmeal, not the flavored. Watch your sugar. But yeah, I'm the packet queen. I'm all about keeping things simple, especially when you're doing a lot of food prep.
Right.
Just simple, quick, efficient.
Gotcha. Again, we'll get there, baby steps.
Baby steps.
So in this again, because I wanted to jazz it up a little bit, and I love raisins. I love the natural sweetness that it gives me. Like when I eat my oatmeal, if it has raisins in there, I won't even need sugar because it just does enough for me with adding the sweetness. So this is actually raspberries and cranberries, and it's a 4th cup of this. So we're gonna add that to it as well.
And these are great antioxidants.
Oh, okay.
So, and
Great,
I
like
use
antioxidants.
And I use, I like blueberries and cranberries, and I'll do a little bit of dried pineapple. I try to get all my sugar from natural fruit.
Gotcha.
When I do eat a good bit of fruit.
Gotcha. And speaking of fruit, we're gonna add some bean cherries to this because I love them. I love
so
bean cherries,
good.
girl. Now I don't
That's so
know
good.
how
I like
this is
cherries.
on the calorie side, but they taste so good.
I like the maraschino cherries in a jar. I could just sit and eat some things.
Really?
Yes.
It's a little too sweet for me, but okay. I might hear a sugar baby tendency somewhere in there.
I am a little sugar baby, yes. I do tend to, you know, I like a little cupcake every now and then.
And so what I also thought to do, what I thought would jazz these up and make them just a little different is I added some dried apples.
Okay.
You can get like these little dried fruit options from Trader Joe's, and there's so many options right here. This is some Fuji apples. And I thought that would be cool because peanut butters and apples kind of go together.
Well, you can take the peanut butter and smooth it on the
for
apple.
those people who do that, I was like, ooh, what else can go good with peanut butter? And I'm like, apples, bean. So I have a 4th cup of the dried apples here that I'm going to put in there.
And that would be a good crunch too.
Yeah, it adds some texture to it. So we're going to put that here. And then I have a teaspoon of vanilla that we're going to, just y'all look, this is full, this is like foolproof right here. You just dump, mix and go. And this is 2 tablespoons of honey. You want to pour that in there while I add this other stuff. And this right here is a 4th cup of chocolate. What is that? What is it?
Is that dark
semi-sweet chocolate chips?
Semi-sweet
chocolate. Oh, you did say dark, didn't you?
I do dark.
Okay.
Because dark chocolate is
and it has
better.
more. Yeah, it's healthier for
you.
Okay, we baby steps though. That's what we said.
But dark chocolate. Now I do like if you don't want to go full spectrum and you still trying to baby step it, and you're like, I don't know if I really want to go that all natural dark chocolate, which some of it doesn't really have a whole lot of flavor to it. I do the Nestle dark chocolate chips.
Oh, cool.
In the bag.
Okay.
And I get the big bag.
Oh.
The big family size bag.
Oh.
Because I need to make sure.
You go through those a lot?
No, but I like to keep it in the cabinet. Remember I said I stole my stuff. So I need to make sure I have reserves.
Right.
When that binge hits me and I'm like, oh, I need to get some chocolate chips in, or I'm going to go grab a Snickers.
Gotcha. So while Melissa's talking to you guys, I added 2/3 cup of peanut butter in here. Girl, we need, can you give me the rest of that honey over there?
Yeah.
We need all this honey. So Melissa, what are some other healthy alternatives that you use, like food-wise, some tips that you can give them?
So you added the peanut butter, and if you'll hand me the peanut butter jar.
Yes, okay.
So with your peanut butter, one thing you want to look at with the food that you're eating is you always want to look at the nutrition label and at your ingredients. I'm really big into reading the labels. So with your peanut butter, the brand that I use is the Smucker's Organic All Natural Peanut Butter. The reason I eat that is if you look at the back on the label under the ingredient, it only has one ingredient, and it's peanuts.
Gotcha, okay.
So the more ingredients that's in what you're consuming is more artificial flavors, more processed stuff.
Gotcha.
And that's the stuff that you really want to look at and you really want to try to eliminate from your body, because that's going to slow your body down. It's going to cause your insulin levels to drop. And really we need to look at, we're fueling our body for our everyday functions that we're doing. So,
did you go to a class for this? Like,
well, I am certified.
like this stuff is like oozing from you. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of information. That's amazing. Go ahead, girl, keep talking.
So,
to
I
me.
mean, I did study because I am a personal trainer. So, nutrition was part of our certification.
Okay, so you hear that? She has certification.
I am certified.
We'll get more into that, you guys. Okay, so I've mixed this all together here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the refrigerator so it can gel and kind of get hard, so we can roll it into the ball. So I'm gonna stick this in the refrigerator here.
That looks so good. I can't get it.
This would be your best friend if you have little scoopers. If not, you could just put your hands in it and roll the balls. But for me, I like it because you get the correct measurement. So if you're worried about calories and all of that good stuff, you know, like per scoop, you know how many calories that you're getting. So we're gonna start with this little scooper here, and I'm gonna pull it up a little bit.
And portion control is very important when you're talking about building your prep for the day or just the meals that you're eating. And not a lot of people realize that, you know, in America, when we go out to eat and they bring us our plate for dinner, that portion on that plate can easily feed 4 people.
So we're not supposed to eat all of it?
Nah. Nah, girl, you're supposed to add it to
I
go
have a
into
long
it. But we tend to overeat, and I think that's just how society and just the marketing of food nowadays is, and it just kind of turns you into a little bit of a glutton. So portion control and using portion guides, those are resources that I help with my clients is, you know, not only with how to have the building blocks of healthier lifestyle eating, but also how to use that portion control and eat smaller portions but still feel full during the day, and how to eat the rainbow of vegetables, and how to fuel your body with the protein and stuff you need.
Cool beans. So really, this is all it is to this recipe. You just dump everything, mix it all together, roll it, put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes so it'll get cold, then roll the balls out. Now, what I've done, you don't have to do this, but I've toasted, you guys know I toasted the oats, and I added a little bit of cinnamon in these oats, because cinnamon is good too, right?
Cinnamon is good for weight management, and it's also good for blood pressure.
There you go. See, I was thinking about y'all. So I rolled them a little bit in the oats with the fresh cinnamon on it, okay? So, and when you're done, they come out and they look just like this.
They're so cute.
So you can eat something that tastes good and also feel good about how you're eating, and know that you're putting something healthy in your body, okay? Because everything in here was all natural, you guys, okay?
No guilt.
There you go. See? There you go.
guilt.
But me and Melissa will be back because, look, y'all don't want to miss this part, because we're going to talk about this girl's story. We're going to get into it, so you guys sit tight, hold on, and wait. We'll be right back with the sit-down portion of this interview with Melissa, okay? Hey, you guys, welcome back. We are at the sit-down part of this interview. We've completed the energy balls here, so I'm going to enjoy some energy balls while you and I discuss your journey, girl. Hooray. Okay.
Where are we going to start?
So, what you guys don't know, which I didn't tell you guys in the beginning of this interview, is that Melissa and I actually know each other. And we go way back.
We have a long history.
way back. So I keep telling people I have the most amazing friends. Like this is crazy. Like most of the people who have been on my show so far, well, no, all of them. They're all friends. So it's a good thing to, when you're wanting to inspire people and put amazing people before like an audience, that you can just reach back and just grab your friends, you know, because I have so many friends with amazing journeys and wonderful stories that can inspire the world. So Melissa and I used to work together, and I was telling one of our mutual friends that if I passed her on the street, that I would have never known that this was Melissa, because the Melissa that I knew looked like this. And you see the Melissa now that I see her. Girl, let's talk. Let's talk about this. So,
Okay.
What happened to you?
Oh my goodness. So about 3 years ago, I was not in the best health. I was still working full time, raising a family. You know, didn't have a very good structured work and home life balance. I worked a lot of hours. I was very career oriented and focused, and thought that that was the track that I was going to be on, and was just maxing myself out. And when I was maxing myself out, I was giving myself as a caregiver to my family and a caregiver at my job, and I just realized that I was not doing self-love for Melissa.
Wow.
Melissa's health was getting out of control. I got my heaviest, which was about 300 pounds. And my stress levels were through the roof. And I went to my doctor because I wasn't sleeping, and I was just miserable, and I was tired all the time, and I was dragging, and I knew that I needed to be healthier, and I knew that I needed exercise. And you know, being healthy has always been a way of life. My daughter's has played tournament softball her life, so I've always been active with my children as athletes in sports. So I knew that I needed to rein it in. So I went to my doctor, and my doctor, I love him to death. He's plain talk. He keeps it really real.
Okay.
Real.
I love those kind of doctors.
And he said, girl, you're gonna die.
Oh wow.
He said, you are too big, and you are going to give yourself a heart attack.
So medically, were you having any issues like high blood pressure, anything like that? Like
I did. I had high blood pressure. I had high blood pressure for 10 years, and it had reached a whole new level. I was hypoglycemic, and I was borderline diabetic. And he said, now's the time you need to make some decisions. You are getting ready to be 40. Your body is changing, and you are not a spring chicken anymore. So he said, you really need to go home and evaluate some lifestyle changes and what do you want to do. So I went home and I prayed about it for a while. And I was like, you know what, if I'm going to lead a different lifestyle, I'm going to need some doors to open for me. I'm going to need some things to happen that, you know, I feel I can make changes myself, but I'm going to need a little help here. So I'm a firm believer, one door closes, another one opens.
That's good stuff,
and
yeah.
sometimes, you know, we may not want that door to close because we're stubborn. Because I was stubborn.
But you get comfortable too. You really get comfortable with your everyday routine. I call it sometimes your security blanket. You know, that world that you're familiar with. Yeah.
And then I also think we're scared that we fail.
That right there.
And it's like all this time I invested in going down this one avenue that I had failed and that I couldn't achieve it. But I had reached my pinnacle in that part of my life. It was time to move on and do another chapter.
Wow.
So I had to realize that. So I ended up stepping down from the position that I was in and moving over into another one. Which,
technically not stepping down, you stepped up, but
stepping up.
Physically it looked like step down, but for you it was a step up because it altered and helped you change your whole world. So
it did, and I'm fortunate enough that I work for a company where my mentors and my leadership are so supportive.
That's good.
And backed me. And one of my greatest mentors, you know, told me, "You do not fail. You killed this. You knocked it out of the park. You did everything that has been asked of you and even more. So you need to leave with your head up."
Yeah.
And, you know, I still work for the same company. I still deal with the same people that I've dealt with before. And, you know, I love my job. I love what I do. And it has allowed me to find that work and home life balance that I otherwise struggled really bad with.
Gotcha.
So at that time, I was able to take a step back, work on my wellness, and so the first thing I did is...
Where did she work?
So it's funny because I think that a lot of people think that to make big changes you have to go hard, and so I did that mistake.
You didn't go hard,
girl.
Now you're like the all-in type of girl. You come on now.
So my girlfriends, I have a team that I compete with, and we're all very close. And they say that I suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out. So if I'm not involved, I'm upset.
Gotcha.
So so in the beginning of my journey, I went hard. I joined CrossFit. I said, I want to look like them and I want to do what they do. That didn't work out so great because Melissa couldn't do a burpee or a mountain climber. I could barely do a sit-up because I was still very heavy. And when you were that heavy, you can't function.
Yeah.
I wanted to do more.
Gotcha.
But my body was restricting me from being able to do more, to be able to go my full potential, which I felt like I could do. So for me, I elected to have bariatric surgery. So I had the sleeve done in December of 2017, and at the time I had surgery, I was 250 pounds, and today, 3 years later, I am 172. So, and I'm a size 6.
Oh wow, okay, size 6.
Weight does not matter, people. It's a scale. Do not look at the scale. I weigh 172, size 6. It's muscle. Do not look at the scale.
Okay, so what would you say to those people out there who feel like having the bariatric surgery is like cheating? Tell us what you think about that whole theory.
Well, that gets me a little hot. So, because I've heard that from some people. The bariatric surgery is very involved. It's not go have the surgery, you're done. There is intense counseling involved. You meet with nutritionists. You have to learn a whole new way of eating.
Gotcha.
Because your stomach is going to be smaller after surgery, and your stomach is not going to be able to digest the same. So there are certain foods you can't eat. Your body metabolizes sugar very differently. So you have to stay away from a lot of high sugar foods. And you can't eat the same portions that you used to eat. So it's a huge change. It's a tool.
Gotcha.
It is a tool that you have to be in the mindset, I am ready for a lifestyle change. I'm ready to be healthy. I'm ready to learn better habits and develop better habits and to be healthier. And I did it at Christmas time in 2017.
Oh, girl, no, I would have had to postpone that surgery.
No, see that, and that's where my head was at. I was so dedicated. I was like, there will be more Christmases down the way. I need to do this for me.
Right. Oh, that's good.
And they give you a plan. The reason I picked the sleeve is because you lose weight over the course of 15 plus months.
Okay.
It's slow. I didn't want it to come off very quickly because my agenda was I wanted to incorporate working out and weightlifting with my weight loss.
Okay.
I wanted to do it all together, and I wanted to do it slowly where my body could adapt slow.
Gotcha.
Because it wasn't about losing all the weight.
Did you have to make like a whole mind shift? Like even with before then, mentally, where were you at? Like were you just like, I'm just tired of being this way? Or mentally, was it playing a part on you, like with the transition and needing to feel like you needed a transition?
Well, I think mentally, everybody's in a different state. Everybody has triggers.
Gotcha.
So, and they talk a lot about triggers when you go for counseling.
Okay.
And for some people, food is an addiction.
Yeah.
And you use it as stress relievers in life. I mean, I will admit, I for one, if I've got something really stressful going on in my life, eating satisfies that stress for me. So you have to learn what your triggers are. And when you feel a trigger coming up, you have to identify it, and then you have to replace it with a healthy habit. So for me, when I have a lot of stress going on, then I will go for more walks. Or I will call up one of my girlfriends and say, let's go to the park for a run, or let's go hike. I'll replace it with something. Or
that's good. You hear that? Replace it with something. Don't leave an empty space. You have to fill it with something. Keep going, girl. This is good.
Absolutely. And you want to make sure that you don't replace one addiction for another.
Oh.
So you don't want to get full force into working out, and then all you do is work out and you're working yourself to the ground.
Yeah, those gym heads. Oh my God.
Yeah, girl, we're talking about gym heads now. I'm a gym head. But you want to make sure that, you have a healthy balance.
Gotcha.
And that it's all about how you bounce back from that.
Sure.
Don't beat yourself up. We are all queens and we are all warriors inside. And no one is strong 100% of the time.
Right.
But that's not a form of weakness. That's just us being human. And so if you're gonna sit on your couch and eat some Pop-Tarts, then okay, I'm gonna need you to get it together the next day, girlfriend. And I'm gonna need you to do your meal prep, and then go for a walk.
Gotcha.
Call up your girlfriends. And I think it's very important that when you're going through lifestyle changes, that you have your squad with you. And I've got a really great squad.
The support group is important.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you hold each other accountable.
Yes.
So let's talk about, again, you have the surgery done, but I think that it's almost like counseling, and you go to counseling and they diagnose you and they say this is your issue, and then you walk out, well, they said I have PTSD, and then it's like, okay, well, you got to do the work now. It's not just, but you've done the work. You didn't just have the surgery done, like you did the work behind the surgery. Because I know some people who've just done it and just
well, I think the mindset is people think, okay, I've had it done, and so I'm good.
That right there.
I'm good. I
so
feel
what
good.
made you not be at the point where you're just like, I'm good? What made you go to, girl, this is next level stuff. What made you go next level? Okay.
I became very good at it. And I aligned myself with mentors and coaches that believed in me and believe in me today. And I remember after surgery coming in and working out with my girlfriend, and we were regimented. She was my coach at the time, but she's now one of my best friends. And we had a workout routine. We would come in and do boot camps on Saturday mornings together.
Gotcha.
And I used to do cycle with her. And she would say, Melissa, you're just so good at this. Have you ever thought about instructing and teaching classes? I'm like, nah, girl. We just messing around on the weekends. I'm just working out. No, she's like, no, you're really good, because she let me develop some of the boot camp plans that we would work out to. And she's like, I think you would do very well. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling good. And why am I going to let fear hold me back? So I'm going to try it. What's the worst thing that can happen? I could fail. Well, you know what? Without failure, you don't grow.
That's true.
So I'm like, well, I'm gonna try it. So I started helping teaching, shadowing with her, teaching boot camp, Tabata classes, power classes, which are weightlifting classes.
Okay.
And I got really good.
Well,
And then I started teaching classes. And then I started, you know, shadowing her with teaching cycle classes. And I started developing my playlist. And then, you know, I started developing my own little following with my playlist.
I bet your music is fire. And
Oh, girl.
You have to have good music to do a cycling class because that's what keeps you going. I bet your music is wonderful.
I freestyle on my music. So.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's even better. Okay.
And I like the club mixes, so I throw it all in because I like to keep it interesting. If I'm engaged as your instructor and I'm giving 100% and you can see that on the stage, then you're going to go 100% for me. And you're going to be engaged and you're going to get all you can out of that workout because the music is going to pump you up and you're going to do whatever program I put in for you.
Gotcha.
But I just got really good at it. And then one of my coaches now came to me and he said, you know, the transformation you've done is phenomenal. Have you ever thought about competing in bodybuilding?
That's what I was going to ask you. Okay, working out is one thing. Riding the bike, spinning classes is one thing. Just being super fit, cool. But bodybuilding?
Never, never, never in a million years did I ever think.
If you guys see the pictures, bodybuilding, like, where did that come from?
He just said, what? He basically, you know, dared me. He's like, level up. I was scared. I was scared because you were standing on stage in front of hundreds of people at these shows.
Wow,
and you are in barely nothing. It is a bikini.
The bed is a little small.
It's a little small.
But you look good though.
And it's a thong. It's like almost a thong.
Girl, look, you deserve to wear that. Okay, I'm just saying. When you work that hard, please.
it was just mind blowing. The experience was mind blowing. I ended up hitting the stage and I had the best time and I met the most phenomenal women.
Girl, like when you said just as scared as you were, I can totally relate to that, like doing like baking competitions and things like that. Initially you walk through the door feeling inferior. You walk in there feeling like, I don't have enough, you know, and then, you know, I even had to go through those moments where I had to say to myself and talk myself off the ledge. I'm like, look, I had to have a talk with Jesus, girl. I said, look, God, you put me here now. You put me here for a reason, so you're going to have to equip me with everything I need in order to get it done. Like for you, you're like, I'm on this stage. I have on this bathing suit. I need
to just believe in myself.
And that's what it was for me, too. I had to literally tell myself, look, they're just like you. They're turning over that recipe at the same time you're turning over that recipe. They're reading the same instructions at the same time you're reading the instructions. You're all qualified. You're qualified to be here. And I had to constantly, it's weird how the mind can disqualify you before anything else. Like the fear and all of that can talk you out of being great.
But a lot of it is just you need resources. You just need someone to kind of help and motivate you. And that's where it begins with a lot of the women. When I do consults with a lot of my clients, you know, the first thing I ask them is, what do you want to achieve from this? What are your goals? What kind of lifestyle are you currently living? And what do you hope to get from this? You know, I'm going to help you with whatever you need. I'm going to get your plans ready for you. I'm going to get you on track, and I'm going to be there every week, every day to encourage you, to send you a text, to say, Antoine, what you doing today? Did you get that water?
Can you move in with me?
And it's just about encouraging, you know, and I'm huge on manifestation. You know, you need to manifest your future.
Positive affirmation, things to motivate you and push you. That is good stuff. So I know you work with men as well, but why is your target audience women?
I believe that with women, we are kindred spirits, and I feel that my journey can be shared more with them. Because my journey is, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I've been a single mother before, way long time ago. But I've been a single mom, and I've been in the marriage raising kids and working full time and trying to have that balance with the career and the chauffeur and having wearing multiple hats. And I feel like we relate better. With my queens, we're a movement.
Ooh.
And
that's good.
Let me say that again.
Say that again.
We're a movement. So I want to empower women. I want women to feel how I feel, because at 300 pounds, I felt like this. I felt this confidence.
Inside. You go, girl.
All this was inside. And I was like, I just need to come out. And
that's good, Melissa. That's good.
And that's why I want, my passion is with women. And I have clients of all ages. I have, my youngest is in college. She's a cross country athlete. And her goals is to grow a Megan Thee Stallion booty. So that's what we work on.
Because she can have all of mine.
All women want the booty.
Give her some of this.
All women want the booty. Booty games.
Well, that's what my sister says to me. She said, "Girl, do you realize women are paying for booties like yours?"
Exactly. And you're beautiful. You have a very curvy figure, and that's why I want to empower women. I want you to be happy with the way you look, because at the end of the day, you're going to be you, and you need to be happy with you, and your body is going to be you, and everybody was created with a purpose. And
speaking my love language,
you need to live within your purpose and know that you are good enough.
That's good stuff.
So
that's good. So okay, because you're saying so many things. Oh my God, this is so good. Okay, so you said that even when you were large, inside was this girl screaming to get out. You knew like this confident chick was inside of this. The shell was not matching what was on the inside. So how much of, a lot of this is mental, we said that. So how much of that do you concentrate on when you're doing like your training with women? Because if we don't fix this, this is nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the change has to happen inside first. So what's your advice on that?
Well, it's a lot of life coaching. It's just asking the women, why are you important? What do you feel that you're giving in this life? What can we work together? And a lot of times it's just that they want that other female strong figure because they see it in you, and they're like, help me manifest that.
That's
Put down what you are going to do. Not what you wish to do, what are you going to do?
Keywords.
Yeah, it is not, we're not going to say, down the road, and this was my crutch. I'll work out in 2 months. I'll get on a schedule in a few months. Or I'll start that next week. No. Today's the day. So write it in your journal and say, tomorrow Melissa is going to have her own fitness brand, and she is going to be killing it. And next month I'm going to have so many female clients that we're going to be doing this movement together and working together.
Okay, so your journey, it's brought you this far, and you've like mentored some amazing people in your vehicle that you're using as far as with purpose and all of that. The vehicle that you're using is fitness. So let's talk about Ascent. Let's talk about this journey with Ascent.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have been working on a fitness brand for about 2 years now. As I became certified in personal training and certified teacher and coach. And one of the things in my journey that I have found is that with women, we get on social media, we find workouts through social media, but it's a rabbit hole. You are bouncing from one thing to another.
Doing all kind of people's tapes on YouTube.
And you don't know if they've got good form or bad form, or how am I supposed to use this and get my gains I'm trying to get. Like, there's no structure there. So I formulated, because I want to keep you from going through the rabbit hole of Instagram workouts.
And you lead them the right way and connect them with the right people. That's a good idea, girl.
So we basically, so we have aligned. So my whole vision for Ascent was to create an umbrella of brand partners in the fitness industry that we all work together, and we all mutually have the same integrity and the same outcomes that we want for our clients. And we're all in it and have a passion to better our clients and to have you have a better outcome in life and a better lifestyle ultimately. And to live better and feel better and be that queen. And so it's not about egos or competition. It's a group of us women working together that we want to make sure that you succeed.
That's good stuff. And the best marketing tool is this right here. Do you get what I'm saying? Because some people say this is what I do, this is how I do, but then you're like for me, like I can't stand to see a hairstylist who says they do hair and their hair is not.
Is it right?
That right there, because you are your advertisement.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm ready to change my whole, did you see my post about this conversation that we were going to sit down and have?
I did. Since you were a little nervous because you were like, it's going to make me question a little bit.
It's going to make me change my whole life. And I think that's part of who you are. It's like, if you're around people who get it, you challenge. Just your presence will challenge somebody to want to be great. And I think that's what I say to people. Like, again, you're an amazing friend. I have other amazing friends, and I tell them, don't be scared to shine your light, because there are those of us who know what to do with the light. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we won't try to dim it. We'll be like, okay, light the way. I got it. I can see. Melissa's going this way. She's lighting the path. So shine on. And that's what you're doing. You're like shining your light, and that light you're shining will cause people to want to be great, will cause people to step it up another notch. Like, you've eliminated all excuses.
Well, I think I finally have seen my full potential. And, I backslide occasionally. There are moments where...
But you're human.
I'm human, and I get in my feelings, and, one of the biggest things they teach you from bariatric surgery and going through a huge weight loss is, there are going to be times where you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to see that old person there. And, it's how you identify with that person. And, keeping it real for a long time, I had a hard time identifying with my past because, it was like, how could I ever have been that person when this person lives within?
Okay.
Why did I let myself get to that point? And I think
that's a different vantage point. I've never heard anybody think about it that way. That's wow.
Well, and it was just life-changing for me because it made me really question myself and question, what have I done these years? How did I lose Melissa in this journey? And, and I think it was, I had to have the conversation with my family as far as, this is how I feel. This is the journey I want to take on with having surgery. I need to make some changes, and I need you to be supportive of that. And it's okay if I tell you Mama's going to be at the gym tonight, and on such nights, I'm not going to be available to you.
Right.
They understood.
Right.
And when I think it's important that when your family or your support group around you, they see you working on you,
that's good,
and they see you shine, they're going to empower you to shine more.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
And so now when I look in the mirror and I see that old person of me, I embrace her now. Because without her, I would have never gotten here.
You made me cry.
Don't be crying, girl, because I almost teared up too with that.
Wow, say that one more time. Wow.
So without her, I would have never made it here.
Wow.
So I needed that journey. I needed to go through that. And I think every point in your life is a chapter. Don't rip out the chapters. Grow, learn from it.
Yes.
Every struggle, every hardship I have encountered throughout my life. Yeah, being in it sucks.
That's right.
You're
it's
like...
a process though.
Yeah, you're like, God, why? Why you do this to me? And then you get out of it and you think back 3 months, 6 months, a year later, you're like, dang, I came through the storm and I kicked its ass.
Right, there you go.
And that's just the way I look at it now. So, I just think that person is she's still a part of me, and she is still, she keeps me humble.
That's good. That's good. So that's the part, I think, like every stage, there's a lesson. I've had a great friend who told me, like, even with jobs, if you're in a job and you're like, oh, this job is crappy, that you have to look at it differently. You have to say, what can I take from this? Because every stage of your life, every part of your journey is purpose. And it's up to us to see what we're supposed to take from that stage in our journey, that season. So, I'm going to ask you a deep question. Part of that season, when you say the old Melissa, what part of that journey, that season, do you feel it was necessary for you to go through to be who you are right now?
Wow. That season was a long season.
There was so much to learn.
It was a long season. I think for me, I had to come to grips with my self-control and my dedication. I had to just really look at myself and say, you gotta stop with the excuses, girl. It's time to ante up.
Oh, that's good.
And I had to really just dig deep and look down and say, what's driving me? How can I be a better mother? How can I be a better wife? How can I be a better friend? Am I just half-assing my way through life right now, or am I giving it my all? And when I'm done with this life, what legacy am I going to leave behind? What's that footprint?
That's good.
And I didn't like the answers that came out when I looked at myself harshly. And it made me want to have change. Now, your change may not be fitness.
Right.
Your change may be a different avenue. Your change may be, you know what, I'm tired of this job. Today, I'm going to have faith and I'm going to get what I can out of it, but I'm going to start going on interviews and I'm going to start building up my resume, and I'm going to go do me real hard. And that's my motto, and that's what I teach my daughter. So what if they say no? It's not meant to be. Another door's going to open.
That's right.
And I'm meant to do something else. And you know what? I'm not going to block my blessing, and that something else may be a higher level than what I was thinking I needed to be at. You just gotta get out of your way.
That's good stuff. Like, we're gonna wrap this up shortly, but when you were talking, what I saw is the example of what they always say with the plane with the oxygen mask. You know how they say, what the instructions are, you put it on you first. And I'm going back to the years of me knowing you and watching you work and watching the level of dedication that you would put out and give to other people to make other people be great. And to you get what I'm saying? Like, but to me, I just heard finally she put the oxygen mask on herself. You know, like, you had that moment where you're like, now I have to live. You know, now it's time for me to do this for me. And again, this is not a surprise, because this is the energy you give everybody else. But you just turn around and give it to yourself. It starts with you. And we neglect, especially as women, we neglect ourselves all at the sake of waving the banner of, I'm a good mama, I'm the best mama, you know, or I'm the best wife, or, you know, and we forget about us, and then life and circumstance will happen, and we'll turn around and be like, how did I do this? How did I get here? I've sacrificed me for so long. But again, I just saw that when you were talking, I just saw finally she's put the oxygen mask on herself. This has been an awesome pleasure sitting down with you. Like, I've learned so much. I would love for you to come back some more and give some more tips, and, you know, if you come up with any other recipes and ideas. This just isn't about like cooking and stuff like that. It's about moments like this where you can say amazing things to people to inspire them. So
I can probably bring one of my brand partners with me.
Please. I'm open. Yes.
She is phenomenal and can speak a little bit more. She does more lifestyle coaching with nutrition and wellness and everything.
Oh, I would love to talk to her.
So,
yeah.
I mean, we all are geared for each other, but we all have our own specialties.
Because I think, it's wonderful how you guys all fit. Everybody brings their own little special things to the table. And do you see how you just made a moment for her in your moment?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I love her.
Because you are a boss chick, though.
Yeah.
You are a person who knows what to do with the light. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's about creating. It's not just about us creating.
Exactly.
You just did that.
I need to have you on your so we're not in competition with each other.
Yeah.
We are not in competition. We have to uphold one another, motivate. Like, sis, you, I got you.
My motto is this: purpose eliminates all aspects of competition. If you are purposed to do something, God is going to make a way for you to do it.
Oh, yes.
So we don't ever have to compete with each other, because God is always going to make space for you to be great if you're walking in your purpose. So, Melissa, I can talk to her forever. We will talk some more after this. Unfortunately, y'all don't get to be in on that conversation. How can they find you? How can people find you?
So I'm in the process of rebranding right now. So you can find me on my Instagram, which is master_Melly, M-E-L-L-I. You'll see a bunch of pictures, posts and stuff. I try to post content weekly. But you can DM me on Instagram if you need me. And I'm on Facebook under Melissa Bisnet, and the last name is B-I-S-N-E-T. And you can message me on Facebook, and we can chat and set up a consultation if you're interested, and go from there.
So this is Melissa Bisnet with Ascent Fitness. You guys, look, it's the new year now. We all have committed to getting it together. This is the time to call this lady. You guys have seen the pictures. You know she has done the work, and you know that she is fully capable of showing you how to do the work. It was a pleasure today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Melissa, for being the recipe for conversation today, okay?
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me for this episode of Recipe for Conversations. Happy 2021. We're going to have some more amazing episodes that are going to come in this new year. Looking to sit down with some more amazing people like Melissa, maybe some more episodes with Melissa and her friends. But you guys just have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
That was so great. I'm going to get ready.